Geographically, China is a colossus. Its borders stretch so far across East Asia that the sun hits the eastern coast nearly 5 hours before it reaches the mountains of the far west, spanning 5 natural time zones. Yet, across this entire 9.6 million square kilometer landscape, there is only one legal time. Whether you are in a Shanghai skyscraper or a Tibetan village, every official clock in the country is set to Beijing time. In the western province of Xinjiang, this policy forces a strange disconnect from nature. Because the clocks are tied to a capital 3,000 kilometers away, the sun often doesn't rise until 10 a.m. This administrative weight governs the second largest population on Earth, 1.4 billion people, divided into 56 recognized ethnic groups, all operating under a single centralized heartbeat. It is the first hint of how this nation functions, by applying a singular, uncompromising system of control over a geography that is naturally diverse and vast. The land itself is a study in difficulty. Roughly 70% of China consists of rugged mountains, high-altitude plateaus, and the bone-dry expanses of the Gobi and Taklamakan deserts. This topography dictates where people can actually live. While the West is dominated by the world's highest peaks, 94% of the population is crowded into the fertile plains and coastal hills of the East. For centuries, life here has been sustained by 2 massive river systems, the Yellow and the Yangtze. They provided the irrigation for the grain and the transport routes for the trade that allowed these dense eastern clusters to grow. China's survival has always depended on its ability to manage these extreme contrasts, turning a naturally divided and often harsh landscape into a single productive engine. Ancient emperors attempted to bridge these gaps through sheer engineering. The Great Wall was a 21,000-kilometer statement of intent, a massive physical effort to define the borders and enforce internal unity against outside threats. But the system collapsed during the 19th century. Foreign powers carved out their own zones of influence along the coast, leading to a century of internal instability and external pressure that the nation still remembers as a period of profound humiliation. The modern state emerged from that chaos in 1949. Under the Communist Party, the government re-centralized every lever of power, focused on regaining control and forcing a rapid move towards industrialization. Today, that drive for control takes the form of massive infrastructure. The Three Gorges Dam is now the world's largest power station by installed capacity, a concrete weight placed on the Yangtze River to harness its energy for a growing nation. Whether building walls to keep people out or dams to keep the rivers in, the strategy remains the same, using centralized, large-scale engineering to force a fractured landscape into a unified state. In the last 4 decades, this centralized force was applied to the economy. In 1979, Shenzhen was a collection of fishing villages. Today, it is a high-tech megalopolis of 17 million people. The state has directed this growth toward high-tech supremacy, moving from basic manufacturing to dominating global markets in artificial intelligence, 5G networks, and renewable energy. This progress is physically visible in the world's largest high-speed rail network. These trains connect every major economic hub, moving the workforce across the country at speeds that would have been unthinkable a generation ago. This shift has made China the world's second-largest economy. It now exports more high-technology goods than any other nation, with a private sector that generates 60% of its total GDP. It is an engineered sprint, a deliberate state-led effort to move from a rural society to a global industrial power in the span of a single lifetime. But the glass and steel of the new economy are only half the story. Beneath the surface of this hyper-modern state, the traditions of one of the oldest civilizations remain essentially unchanged. Every year during the Lunar New Year, the factories and offices go quiet. 1 billion people travel back to their ancestral homes to honor their elders and perform rituals that have existed for 4,000 years. This continuity is everywhere, in the deep reverence for family, the daily rituals of tea, and Tai Chi beneath 5G towers. After 4 millennia of history, the nation is still defined by its ability to exist in 2 eras at once, leveraging its ancient, unified culture to drive its high-tech future.